also has another three. Can't make it two in a row.
Well, they're starting to get into a nice little flow here this third quarter. This is a totally different starting lineup than what started the ball game. What started the game was George Baisley, Roby, Giddy, who's on the floor, and Shea.
Good experience going up against this first unit of Charlotte as Rozier came over as he ambushed Giddy quickly there to try to steal it away. You know, I go back to draft night with Josh Giddey. Was there anybody that was happier than him on draft night? When he had his name called, ESPN was interviewing him. He was as happy as could be, and that sort of exuberance has traveled with him all the way from Melbourne. Nice drive. Little stutter step. This deck found a little crease to the rim.
Now Bridges did that move on him early in the quarter, and he just turned around and returned the favor. Went hard baseline and laid it up before he could get there.
Well, a nice little Thunder run here in this third quarter. 11-3 as Ball shows the ball and still able to flip it up and in with that left hand. Showing why he was the Rookie of the Year last season for Charlotte. Led him to the playoffs, the 10 seed in the Eastern Conference. Thunder trying to make a little noise here in the third quarter. We'll step aside. 7:13 left to go in the third.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers. I'm on it. Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
I need a Mocha Crunch Blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the Mocha Crunch.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast.
Join our team to be a part of the excitement of Thunder basketball, concerts, and more. Paycom Center has multiple open positions from food and beverage to guest relations. Apply today at paycomcenter.com/employment. As fans are inside Paycom Center and watching Thunder basketball for the first time since March 3rd, 2020. Very exciting. As fans are at most sporting venues now, as we have seen throughout the summer, really going back to the tail end of last year in the NBA season, when the NBA was one of the first sports to have fans come back. We've seen it through baseball, now here in the fall with football, college football, and fans back, Thunder fans back specifically inside Paycom Center as we get this 21-22 season underway. Third quarter action, 7:13 on the clock. Charlotte up 77-59.
That's how I was feeling today. I get to come back in the building. I'm down here with you, my man. Come on. You got to love that enthusiasm. And just to see the fans, you know, because you and I came into this building a lot of times last year where there were no fans outside. We just walked straight in, and it was you and me and Paris and Nick. That's all there was in here.
And that's about it.
For road games. And look at this. Look at this. This is, folks, you got to come on down here. We got a couple more games in Tulsa later this month as well. But this is NBA basketball in all its glory. It's back. The Paycom Center is open for business.
Little full court pressure here from Charlotte, and we get a stumble from Giddy. And is it going to be Charlotte basketball? Is it going to be a foul? Oubre signaling that it should be Hornets basketball. Giddy lost his balance.
He got a little shove there. I don't think he fell that hard forward.
And a no call there on that shot attempt by Rozier. Despite a little contact from Maladon as he starts the break. As Giddy fires it cross court. Nice look. Poku for three. Boy, the vision of Giddy tonight has been on full display.
Yeah, I'm just loving it because, just get your hands ready. And he's one of those type of guys. He's going to fire that basketball. He has the ability with that first step to get by that primary defender and then command help from the weak side. And it seems like he always makes that right pass.
And there's those long steps from Poku. Came off, had the ball in his hands, and driving to the rim. That's something that Mark Daigneault really mentioned that he didn't do a whole lot last year, was take the ball, put it on the deck, and get in the lane. But feels like he's got the ability to do that more this season.
Yeah, with that bucket also, he becomes the third Thunder player to be in double figures. As I mentioned, the only starter in the ball game is Giddey. All the other players started this third quarter as expected. Just getting a lot of look at a lot of different guys right now.
That's really the key. Giddey spots up corner three and knocks it down. He has really stepped in here in his first professional game in the NBA. 13 points. As that shot is no good by Washington. As Poku will initiate the offense. That's something that we have seen. It's really a matter of who grabs the rebound. As Maladone, nope, but a tap out by Deck to keep the possession alive. Poku off the deck. So 2 looks at a 3 that time for OKC. As Oubre to the baseline, and Muscala came over and wiped them away. But a foul is called.
You know, I'm going to say that, man. That's a tough call. Ooh, that's a tough call. That's a tough. You know what? I'm just going to say it. That's not a good call. That is not a good call. There's no way you can call that. We met him at the apex. That is perfect timing.
Yeah, that's the key. It was timed up perfectly. Muscala lurking there in the restricted area, and Oubre, who's got excellent hops. He is an outstanding dunker.
You can't call that, even in preseason. Show their disapproval. Because, you know, it was just me and you in this building embarrassing Nick last year. So they're just confirming what I just felt and what I just saw with my own eyes.
Are they giving out what you were feeling here?
Oh, absolutely. I don't need to. I'm resting my case. And, you know, certainly that was a tremendous block. And coming off a situation where, you know, a play like that where it's just, you know, it's unscripted. Oubre drives baseline. You don't know if he's going to shoot or you don't know if he's going to pass. He gets a nice block, but unfortunately gets called for the foul.
There were times last year where Muscala really stepped up in that 5 role, particularly defensively. There's the clock ticking down toward 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As Jerome has entered the game, that's going to be a bump and a foul. Easy call with Deck putting it on the floor. And we can check in with Nick.
Guys, it was a nice bit of communication there, actually, between Muscala and Daigneault. Michael, I know you thought it was a foul. Muscala himself, he seemed like he wasn't quite sure. He kind of gave Mark a little hand wave of uncertainty there, and it just goes to show the relationship that Mark Daigneault has with his players. There's a lot of trust there. He's really cultivated that quickly over his first year plus as the head coach of the Thunder. And Muscala is such a leader for this team. So those two guys are going to be great, you know, columns for this Thunder squad to lean up against all season long.
One of the veterans and one of the few players in his 30s. But you touch on a point that the players have really reinforced, just the relationship that they have built with Mark Daigneault through trust, through his humility. That goes just way beyond the X's and O's and really what they implement on the floor. But they have spoken very highly of the second-year coach who hasn't even been on the job for an entire season. An entire year. Full season last year, but not for an entire year. Was hired in November. As Jerome trying to make his move below the free throw line, had it knocked free, and then we'll get a transition foul. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Trey Mann, a couple of rookies joining Ty Jerome, Gabriel Deck, and Teo Maladone on the floor. As James Bouknight will earn his free throws with the Thunder in the penalty.
I got to pick your brain. Now, I might have Nick jump in on this too. I'm loving some rule changes that we're going to share with you that's changing the game a little bit this year. and one of them involves helping out the defense. Okay? You know what I'm talking about.
So you were celebrating on that call the other day.
Yes, and I'm loving that. And I know Nick, and Paris are all, they're ball players like me. And when, I've always felt that the defense just gets the short end of the stick sometimes, lately with the rule changes.
Mike, I love the defensive rule changes. Like you said earlier, when you get a rebound down low, I want to be able to grab you. I want to be able to hold on to you. But Mark Dagnall said he's in favor of the rule change too. Basically, unnatural offensive plays are not going to be rewarded. And he said this is a nice way for the pendulum to swing back towards the defense a little bit. And obviously it's something that the players and the staff are going to be looking for and drilling and making sure that they're fully aware of in these game-like situations.
I think that's a big rule change.
Well, we got to explain what it is here, essentially, so that the fans know what we're talking about, because it is something that's going to come up quite a bit over the course of the season, because it's a play that has enraged us all at times, one way or another. But as Nick alluded to, the abrupt, overt, abnormal non-basketball moves for the sole purpose of creating contact will either warrant a no call or an offensive foul. Those are the type of plays that they're officials are trying to.
When you kick out your leg,
that's one of them, absolutely. Or leaning into a guy, jumping into a guy.
And I think that we've seen too many times where that's been a generous call in favor of the offense, and it's just nice to see that the league and its officials and the competition committee is saying, okay, we need to kind of clean this up a little bit. So kudos.
Well, it was interesting because offensive players this day and age, they become so skilled, so crafty, so smart, and basically manipulated the rules in their favor and innovated the game to get to the free throw line.
Which I understand. I totally understand that. And lines up a three ball deep from that left side.
And McDaniels off the mark from three. Trey Mann's going to lob it up, and Robinson Earl trying to time up that alley-oop. Robinson Earl is listed at 6'9", but he can play center because he's got that big body. And it's another three. This one by Bouknight is off target. Thunder trying to get out quickly, starting that break.
Nice move that time by Galadon. Took a little contact on the play. Was not able to finish. Boy, did a good job of getting by that first defender.
Back and forth we go inside Paycom Center. And this time it's Mann bringing it up the floor. And that's really kind of been one of the themes of this game. Whoever gets the rebound, bring it up the floor. Mann, drive, kick, and what do we got there? An offensive foul. He'll learn that there are always going to be a defensive player waiting for your drive when you back from the perimeter. Time out on the floor, 2:31 left to go in the third, 85-68 Charlotte.
Because your universe is endless. Because you're anything but cookie cutter.
What's up, guys? I just thought I'd stop by or do a little quick stream. This is the second half of the Charlotte Hornets versus the Thunder. First preseason basketball game. Didn't think I'd be able to get it, but I kept doing some research and figured out how to get it. And anybody that's actually interested in watching the game, if you just look at the little the ticker I have down there at the bottom, all I did was Google Oklahoma City Thunder app. Go click on that app. You don't have to register. You don't have to pay anything. Because once you get it, click on it and you can actually watch it on your iPhone. If you have an LG television, you can go from there and actually, it's not AirDrop it or AirPlay it on the television screen. So that's how I'm watching it. And they have another game. I think it's at the end of the week. This game is not locally, so that's why I have to go to Oklahoma City Thunder app. So hopefully, if their next game is at home, I'll be able to watch it on a local channel. But right now, as you can see, the Hornets are doing pretty darn good here. They played bunch of guys. You know, they've got basically a 10-player rotation, if you ask me. And this is before all the other guys that are actually usually bench players get on the court. So right now it's 85-68. As you can see, their third quarter is almost over. I'll just be stopping back by maybe on timeouts and stuff like that, but not a whole lot of play-by-play tonight.
As a former point guard yourself, why is that such an important attribute?
Well, really, you're the head of the office. Everybody's looking to you to make the decisions out there and really be calm, cool, collected, and take care of the pace of the game. That's really something that Teo has always had in his arsenal, and we're seeing here as well.
Thanks, Paris. We'll send it back over to you, Chris and Mike.
Well, that's just a really good summary of the rookie campaign that Teo Maladone had, and I think they were all kind of intrigued to see what that next step is going to be in year two, because he did prove that he can play in the NBA. He proved that he could command the offense at times through all of those minutes, and we saw what he was capable of from behind the three-point line. So we always see that jump when players are more comfortable in year two, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing that with Teo Maladone.
And, he's going to continue to get that opportunity. He can go between that 1-2 guard, and sometimes you want to play small ball, you can move him down to the 3 because he's, 6'5". I didn't know he was that big until tonight because I'm down here on the floor, folks. I've been up in the bird's nest, for the last year. So, I said, man, he's tall, So, and we all kind of get a good look at him along with the fans tonight. And, the upside for him is just there. He's got, he's one of those players who's, almost like he's just hungry. And I thought, watching him in the Las Vegas Summer League, being able to run the offense out there, kind of, piggybacking behind what Paris was talking about, that point guard role, showing that leadership, being calm, when things kind of go, a little bit stray.
I've never seen him frazzled. He could have made the game-winning shot from 3.
Yeah.
Or committed a turnover to lose the game, and you wouldn't know the difference based off of his expression.
You know who used to have an expression like that? And I know you probably know who this guy is Joe Dumars.
Oh, yeah.
You know Joe? He just had that kind of, whatever look, but he was a, 2-time NBA champion and a finals NBA, a finals MVP as well.
John Stockton as well?
Absolutely. Was Johnny as quiet as you think Joe and Teo is?
Expressionless.
Okay, expressionless.
The visage wasn't there.
Gotcha.
Giddey had a little space and takes advantage of it by knocking down another 3.
He's just looking good. He is just looking like a veteran player tonight.
He looks comfortable for his first NBA game.
Taking what's there. You've seen him. We talked about how, he's moved the ball. He's fired passes on hard drives to the bucket. And then he's knocking down 3s. He's also leading the team right now with those 13 points.
Well, he's had the basketball in his hands since a very young age. Comes from a basketball family down in Australia. His father played professionally. That's going to be a bump and an offensive foul on Ty Jerome. And you look at the floor, you have 3 legitimate ball handlers in Giddey, Ty Jerome, Trey Mann. All 3 of them at any given moment can handle the rock. Bridges.
A little short moment left his hands. Thunder white shirts were there to scoop that up.
Well, Muscala had an open look. As we are in the final minute here in this third quarter. Book Knight shut off by the baseline. And the 3 by Martin. No, Charlotte just has not been able to make anything from 3 here in this third quarter. 1 out of 11. And with 10 seconds to go, we'll see what Giddey does after getting that screen. Fires it over to Mann. He'll drive, kick, 3, Jerome, corner. And you love to see that ball movement setting up the open shot, despite the miss there to close out quarter number 3. So Charlotte maintains its lead as we will head into the final frame here in downtown OKC. 91-71 with the fourth quarter around the corner.
Because every day is a juggling act. Because building tomorrow starts today. Because the future is counting on you. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With the latest innovations to equip your business for success. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
When you're hungry for the best, head to Riverwind.
Biggest and best buffet in the metro.
The best in pub food at Chips and Ale.
And if you're hungry for a big win,
Don't miss our $80,000 Monster Mantis money.
With 5 times entries Mondays and Tuesdays.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheeseburgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheeseburger ready for pickup.
I need a mocha crunch blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the mocha fudge.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic mocha crunch blast.
Stay connected to your favorite team and access exclusive content through our official OKC Thunder social media accounts. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel today. Always great content, always great stuff on those social media platforms, and that will continue throughout the season. Back on the road, fans back in the building. We'll see this season unfold with this preseason game number 1. The Thunder won't play again, Michael, until Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. That game's going to be on ESPN. And then there'll be a couple of games against the Denver Nuggets. Games 3 and 4 in the preseason before the regular season gets underway later this month. All 82 games will be on Valley Sports Oklahoma. With Michael Cage and myself on the call. So back to a full regular season. Sort of good job there, Court.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to it, too. And certainly, when you play tonight, you don't play it this week, you know what that means? You got more practice time. And that practice time is priceless right now. Because, once the season starts, it's going to be an 82-game season, a full season again, folks. Just not a lot of time to practice. So getting a lot of that in right now is just, it's just huge for these, young players who are in training camp, a lot of them for the first time or second time in their careers.
Well, the reality is that these final 12 minutes for these guys out on the floor, valuable 12 minutes. Score is essentially inconsequential, but the minutes that guys like Josh Giddey and Pokashevsky, Ty Jerome, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, you're really trying to evaluate and see what they have and get them the minutes to get familiar with the team and what you're trying to accomplish here in training camp.
That guy right there, Josh Giddey, man, he's like a wizard with the basketball. He's got some clever stuff, man. For a guy 6'8", and look how he found Muscala. I mean, on that drive, just kind of flipped the ball. You can't really read what he's going to do. You can tell he's been around seasoned players where you can't just telegraph your passes. He does a good job of disguising it and making that pass at the last moment. I'm talking about Josh Giddey, folks. He didn't really play a whole lot in the summer league because he got injured the very first game. So really, this is some excellent court time for him.
Played about 5 minutes in summer league. As Bridges is staying in the game here. Miles Bridges for the Thunder. Now Giddey goes right by him as he goes up with that left hand, his offhand. Another pretty finish at the rim.
He's got great handles. I mean, just really solid. That's a good push off there. That's going to be called. May not be the call that the officials made, but it looked like that arm went off.
Well, you see Giddey and just his comfort level here in this first game, and he's been more comfortable with the ball in his hands. And he said it's going to be an adjustment for him to play with Shea because the ball's going to be in Shea's hands a lot. Shea's just too good of a playmaker not to have it in his hands. And that's something that he's going to have to adjust to because he's had the ball in his hands almost his entire life. Little move, little fade away. And Thor on his back.
He's got a lot of tricks in his bag. He's very confident to try that. And
Let's put it this way. He's got more clubs in his bag than you do out on the golf course.
Come on. I feel you. I know what you're saying. And yes, that's a very good analogy. But don't bring it up right now. Don't use my game. Oh, look at this. Come on.
Oh, Muscala did everything but finish.
See the pass? My Giddy, man, he is just really comfortable out there right now with the basketball in his hands and in traffic. It's hard to believe he's only 18 years old, showing that kind of confidence.
But you think, too, as the games go on, and just getting accustomed to the pace and the flow and how certain guys defend you. That's one thing that we heard so much last year with how young the team was, is every single night you're going to be facing something new because you don't know the personnel as well. It's going to be your first time going up against them, different guys defending you, different coverages, different strengths to opposing teams.
Well, this weekend, playing against the defending champions, Milwaukee Bucks. That's a totally different team than the Charlotte Hornets. I thought that kick may have been inadvertent, but that guy's got the stripes on, so he's got the power right now. But that's good. Once again, good on-ball defense by Poku. Not allowing an offensive player to get around him. Remember that play he had in the first half against Rozier? Did not allow him to get around him. That's really important for his development.
Nice rebound by Robinson Earl. Off the Awundu miss. Is Giddy again with the ball in his hands. Poku off the deck. Well, Poku, one of his directives over the course of the summer and the offseason was to build strength. And there's a lot of people that would be envious of his off-season eating program because it was really to try to prepare for the load of a regular season. He played a lot last year, but something like going through an 82-game schedule, which he's going to have to do this season. And so he was eating a lot and they're really trying to build up his strength. One of the reasons why he didn't play in the summer league, according to Mark Daignault, was they didn't want to get him into basketball shape. They just wanted to build up his strength. As Muscala with a pretty three from the sideline.
That was a nice little motion offense, too, to get the Hornets defense moving to create that open shot off that pass by Poku as you were talking about it.
Laid up shot by McDaniels, and the ball back in the hands of Pokusevski. What do you think about him physically, Michael, coming into year two?
Well, it's not going to be a big adjustment, in terms of weight that you don't see. What you're going to see is his core strength. And I think you're seeing him being stronger with the basketball, taking the contact, and just making plays. He's just going to get that opportunity again as this whole team is going to be in that opportunity mode. As we are in the playoffs, or less folks talking about the playoffs, looking at the preseason.
When you're hungry for the best, head to Riverwind.
Biggest and best buffet in the metro.
All right, so if you take a look at the box scores, let's just look at the Hornets. Man, I can't even believe that the NBA season's already started again already. So, Haywood, 17 minutes, 7 points. Miles Bridges, 20 minutes, 13 points. Plumlee's 15 minutes, did not score. LaMelo Ball, 21 minutes, 15 points. Terry Rozier, 21 minutes, 11 points. Jay McDaniels, 18 minutes, 9 points. PJ, 20 minutes, 14 points. PJ still out there shooting threes. You get a little guys down lower there. Oubre had 14 minutes, scored 5 points. Ish Smith, 10 minutes, 5 points. Book Knight, our top draft pick, 13 minutes, 11 points.
You, but there's all kinds of good stuff on there.
I got
getting your Thunder information.
I got my tickets on there. That's where I go.
Tickets,
Yeah.
parking, schedule.
My tickets, I can, share them with my, friends or, get access to the parking structure as well.
Well, going into that break, we talked a lot about Alexei Pokusevski going into year 2. He was the youngest player in the NBA last year and got up to a little bit of a slow start, then went down to the bubble in Orlando. And as Michael alluded to earlier,
Hornets not looking bad considering coach was getting a lot of guys playing time. Definitely hadn't really settled. I don't think on the the first squad is probably going to be all of our returners, basically Melo, Rozier, PJ, Miles, and it could be McDaniel, but no, it's not going to be McDaniel. It's going to be Haywood definitely. But then coming off the bench, you got a nice looking bench there. With Kelly Oubre, Ish, Book Knight, McDaniel's probably coming off the bench too. And then you got the Martin twin that's still there because the other one got let go.
He hit the paint 3 times as often, 3 times the number of paint touches after he came back from playing with the OKC Blue last season. He said he wants to continue making strides there. You see him getting into the paint, came up a little short on that runner, but he thinks on catch and drives, pick and roll, there's multiple ways that he can get into the lane and help this team.
Well, we saw the flashes at various moments last season. Had a couple of big games. Certainly wants to improve the three-point shooting. Woo. That one came right for us. The problem was we got screened by the officials, so we didn't know that the ball was coming.
You see those mitts of mine? You didn't see those mitts of mine, did you? Folks, you just missed something amazing. Ooh. The ball came over here. I saved it from hitting my partner in the face, and I palmed it with one hand, and I dumped it.
Got to get back into game shape. We were too far from the floor. Out of game shape, my man.
I just palmed the basketball. You see the look on the official? He looked at me like, "You can still do that?" I said, "Yeah, my hands didn't shrink." That's a nice play that time by McDaniels. Took a little contact on the play. Still was able to bank it in.
Substitution for OKC, Mamadi Diakite. Diakite. Get it right there. Diakite.
Don't ask me for help, but I'm going to agree with you.
Has entered the game. And McDaniel's good at the free throw line. Aaron Wiggins also making his professional debut. 2nd-round draft pick on the floor for the first time. With Mann putting it on the deck, goes right at the rim, takes a bounce and finishes off the glass. Boy, went right into Richards. And he's got a lot of confidence when the ball is on the floor in particular. That was the reputation coming out of Florida. And we get a foul. Diakite underneath, getting the arm and the elbow.
It's a nice move by Trey Mann. He's so quick. He's got that burst of speed with the basketball to get away from defenders and get to the rim.
So Richards to the line, 2 free throws. First one is no good. As Paul Watson will replace Alexei Pokusevski, one of the two-way players for OKC. I can't help but tip your cap at his journey.
Hi,
to
Mercy.
the NBA.
How are you? Thanks for joining me.
G League out of Fresno State.
And thanks for the thumbs up.
Down and really embodies that hardworking mentality that Mark Daigneault and company are trying to implement here with this young OKC team. And Paul Watson certainly has done that over the course of his young career as well. As Wiggins will spin inside, went for the little flick there, and he'll earn a couple of free throws.
That's an old school move with a new school twist. That spin dribble, and then evading the defense. Got hit on the arms. Mr. Wiggins will shoot 2.
So both two-way players on the floor for Mark Daigneault. Wiggins being one, Watson the other. Wiggins out of Maryland was the number 55 pick. We'll get an opportunity. His scoring steadily got better each year he was at Maryland. All 3 years.
What's up, Reddy? Said I hadn't seen it. Still hadn't seen it yet. but I heard it was pretty good. I'm going to definitely check it out.
He's certainly going to get that. As we've seen just how important
you guys say hi to Mercy. You know we don't usually have the female persuasion on here.
As Book Knight's three well off the mark. Diakite, the rebound for OKC. Wiggins again. He's not afraid to shoot the mid-range either. That was the scouting report coming out of Maryland. The mid-range is his game, even though it's been weeded out. Coming up on the midway point of this fourth quarter.
Nice block. Just access denied. There's Mamadi on that block. Just timed it perfectly.
See what happens here with this group out on the floor with Mann and Wiggins, Watson, Diakite, and Deck. As Wiggins eyes the three, and that smooth stroke buries it from the outside. He's got his first professional basket. Congratulations to him. And now a near steal, and he does cause the turnover. Diakite trying to set that screen for him. As Watson had his shot blocked. He was an excellent three-point shooter. He's been an excellent three-point shooter throughout his career. As Wiggins trying to get up into the grill there of Book Knight. A couple of rookies going at it.
Good job of just hanging right there in front of him. Not allowing him to get that shot off or get by him defensively.
Diakite saved it, but you don't want to save it with the opposing team on the offensive end. We'll get a timeout by Charlotte and James Borrego with 4:45 left to go in this one.
All right, there's a timeout on the floor. Charlotte up pretty big, 101 to 84. But there's still 6 minutes left on this clock, and it's an NBA game, even though it is preseason. And they always bother me. It always bothers me. Get some anxiety when they get a big lead because they tend to relax. And even though this is just preseason, I still want to see my Hornets do good, as well as I know the coach does too. But I want them to just keep it together. Don't get lackadaisical, because the sooner these guys can get together, the better they'll be throughout the season. And you know, I'm really looking forward to these boys getting into the postseason this year. That's the NBA playoffs for those who don't watch the NBA. What's up, Max or Harvey? What's going on?
Well, just over 2 weeks until the official
Harvey
season gets underway. The Thunder will be on the road against the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, just thought I'd come on with a little quick stream because I actually was able to find this basketball game with my Hornets playing. It's not playing in my location. It's actually playing in. I'm actually using you can see it down there at the bottom there, the Oklahoma City Thunder app. I figured Max was at work.
This is a tough stretch, but you're going to have a lot of tough stretches.
So that's how I'm watching it. Actually, not even able to watch it on television. I'm watching it on my iPhone. But nevertheless, I am watching it. So I thought I'd stream this just in case there was someone else that was interested in the Hornets.
You think that the Thunder played the Jazz a lot of
or the Thunder.
You're not mistaken. It's happened a lot. We're getting more of that. But let's check in with Paris, who's got more on Aaron Wiggins.
Well, guys, we've seen some fancy footwork from the two-way rookie Aaron Wiggins in this game so far. And
I know I don't know if you I hadn't been on Instagram today, so I don't know if you uploaded Cooking with Harvey again. I'll check it later.
And hip-hop dance classes, performing in school productions of musicals, and he also played trombone and piano growing up. And so he really told us that all of those things really
We appreciate you stopping by, Harvey.
So far on this floor.
Yeah, like I said,
physical attributes that play to his advantage as well.
Thanks, Barris. And Aaron
Yeah, I read
swung a little
that
bit on
about
the
Already
draft
said.
night.
I hadn't watched it yet. I'm gonna check. That's definitely a movie I'm gonna
We still
check
had
out.
confidence that he was going to be taken.
There's another movie I cannot remember. I remember earlier this summer they were having
developing two-way players.
the trailers for it now, and there's another movie out that I want to watch. I cannot remember what it is though.
Another
Nick Jordan, what's up?
member of that 2021 draft class.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I was checking him out. He didn't have a great game tonight.
Off the glass and it rims out. So 4 minutes left to go in this one. Good opportunity for the young players. That three is going to rattle in from Book Night, and that's the scouting report on him. His calling card at UConn was his outside shooting.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's a talent.
See some of these young players.
Usually, when the Hornets play him, he has a good game.
Guys trying to prove that they belong in the league.
But
And so these
I don't know.
minutes end up being pretty important.
Well, there are no minutes wasted.
I'm also hoping that my Hornets are just a little different team this year. They're a little bit more experienced, and I'm as well. I'm sure the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be a little better this year too.
But, that's just what preseason's all about. Trying to get as many minutes as possible. You can't really have a too heavy of a rotation during the regular season.
Watson's corner three skims off the rim.
Yeah, I hear you, Harvey. I'll check it out though whenever it comes out, whenever you upload it. And yeah, Jeremy came in earlier, and I told him I'd listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it later.
And this one's got to just really feel good for these guys to just get their legs back under them. Some of them getting their NBA debuts. And I know you remember, Michael, I'm sure your first preseason game and what was going through your mind and just how badly, I'm sure, not only did you want to get it there, but also.
All right, so with 3 minutes left on the clock, coach starting to really empty the bench.
For a week, and now you kind of get a chance to test those things, your defensive schemes, your offensive plays that you're running.
And we're still not hitting those free throws like I need to see us hit.
That you're trying to, get everybody to play on the same page, which is a big challenge. And there's a lot of moving parts to that. And I think when you can just focus on one part of the game, being a young player, okay, what am I coming out here for? I'm in the three spot, but it's a little bit different for some guys. Some guys might come in the three spot in the first quarter, but in the third quarter they come in at the five spot.
The Hornets are 49%, and the Oklahoma City Thunder 36.6 from the floor. 3 pointers. The Hornets, I actually didn't really shoot that well tonight. It's not quite over, but
so much to be determined over the next couple of weeks.
9 out of 33, and Oklahoma City shot 13 out of 46. That's not good either. Actually, they're still a whole 1% better than the Hornets shot from the 3-point line tonight. I don't know who our 3-point shooters are going to be this year. Terry Rozier, and who else?
That sweet stroke of his. And
I mean,
is a premium in the NBA.
Ball can shoot it, but he's not that pure 3-point shooter. And I hate to see PJ shoot him, but he likes to shoot him. So that right there, those are the three I see shooting threes for us.
You can bail yourself out.
Deck battling inside.
Free throw 16-24. That's terrible. Come on now.
Wiggins, little spin.
Well, that really gets him 16-24. But then Oklahoma City didn't shoot well either from the free throw line. 16-23. Let's go, guys. 66-69%. I'm looking for pros to have 80% from the free throw line.
Diakite.
Yeah, and I was surprised that he actually got that shot over it.
See what Wiggins does. Dribble the basketball, has a taller defensive player on him. Someone's going to have to take the shot here. It's at one. Man fires. Deck going to get it off in time. And Carl Lane says, no, that'll be a 24-second violation.
And I'm impressed that has not happened a lot more than here late in the fourth quarter. That because a lot of times you're trying to figure out, am I supposed to pass the ball? I just got out here, or I'm here in a different role. So
Man did a good job of running Martin off that 3-point line. There's Book Knight looking for a little space. Diakite fends him off. Offensive rebound. Jones inside. Second. And Diakite another block. And they might call a jump ball.
access denied.
Jones, you're going to have to get in the weight room,
That's
buddy.
hard to do when a guy gets several looks at the basket at point-blank range. And on the third attempt, you blocked a shot and tie him up.
Well, there's two things going on. The timing of it, because you just can't keep jumping up at the perfect time. And also just the relentless effort. You got to keep those going in order to make a play like Diakite just did.
Just a nice one-on-one defensive play.
And now he wins the jump, and it was last touched by Deck. Well, it looked like Deck was going to have an opportunity there to grab that one and gain possession. But it'll stay
Was it
sharp.
that scary, that traumatic? I can't look at the regular movies more than once anyway. It's got to be a comedy, something to make me laugh before I watch it more than once anyway.
Jumped up on us a little bit. He blinked, and it was media day. But the NBA season is here. This is one of 9 games tonight for NBA preseason basketball. There's actually a game last night between the Lakers and the Nets. But games are going to start coming here more frequently. Before you know it, the regular season is going to be here. The NBA is going to be back on that regular schedule starting in late October. Profile the Thunder opener will be October 20th as Wiggins with another made shot. That one from the outside.
He's got 9 quick points here in this fourth quarter. As they've come on just, playing at his own speed. Never really allowing the defense to pressure him into a tough shot. Taking the shot that he wants to take. It's tough to do for a young guy.
Boy, nice pass. Diakite went up for the turnaround slam. He thought he got fouled. That would have been emphatic. Had he been able to time that one up.
Nice little pass, nice little dunk.
Certainly been some bright spots in this
In
game
the game
for
there
OKC.
with Kai.
Played very well.
All right, with 26 seconds left on the clock,
Aaron Wiggins here.
looks like the Hornets are going to take this one.
This game put together some nice buckets. You see the Thunder for the first time of the season. Wiggins again in the corner, and that one's going to rattle in.
Wiggins for Thunder looking good, shooting those threes.
Double digits here in the second half with 12 points coming off the bench.
That's all in the fourth quarter. So, you talk about, giving the game ball to somebody. There's a lot of guys you can give that game ball to. And he certainly just kind of played his way into that contention.
Yeah, Ray said I definitely got to check that out.
But that might have been the least important.
I said I was going to check it out anyway,
night.
so yeah, I definitely got to check it out.
There was a lot that was accomplished. Fans back in the arena, a lot of NBA debuts, and a lot of Thunder players get their feet back under.
All right, guys, just a quick little stream tonight. Getting ready to get off of here. Thank you for everyone who stopped through. If you hit the like button, thank you twice.
They'll get ready for preseason game
I know I did get one like. That was from Mercy.
Against the Bucks, that'll be on Sunday. But Michael, nonetheless, there was still a lot going on.
Kabasa? Mercy Kabasa channel. Thank you, Mercy. All right. Yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to take a look real quick at.
And then, of course, see the lineup of him playing alongside of Josh
at the box scores, and then I will be out of here. Yeah, for the Hornets. Actually, the Hornets outscored the Oklahoma City Thunder in all quarters except the last one. 34-18 in the first, 33-27 in the second, 20. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this wrong. Actually, Oklahoma City Thunder outscored the Hornets in the second half. 24-36 and then 22-26. But the score, yeah, I mean, actually the first quarter is the one that actually put the Oklahoma City Thunder behind. So just an interesting fact here, as you can see. Now, it was a lot of guys that played for the Hornets. Everybody except two people actually got a score. That would have been Plumlee and Thor did not score. Those two didn't score, but Haywood had 7 points. Just glad to see him back on the floor. Bridges had 13 points. Plumlee didn't score. Ball 15. Rozier 11. Daniels 12. Washington 14. Kai Jones had 4 points. He only played 8 minutes. Iwundu, I'll learn how to say his name correctly as the season goes on, scored 1. Martin scored 3. Richard scored 3. Ish Smith 5. Kelly Oubre scored 5, and but he took some shots. He was 2 of 6, so he took some shots while he was out there 14 minutes. Book Knight had ended up with 20 points, the high score for the Hornets. If you look at the Thunder, Baisley did not score. Dort, actually, he was one of the bright spots for him there. 11 points. Robbie 6. Alexander, that's SGA, 9 points. Giddey had 18. He was like there. He was the brightest spot there. SGA was 3 of 8. So yeah, he was kind of off, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. Earl did not score. Poszewski, 11 points. The Atike 3, Deck 4. And as you can see, everybody else had a few points there. And Wiggins came on there in the fourth quarter with 12 points. He was 3 of 3 from the 3-point line. All right, yeah, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you look across the top, though, here, there are some more games going on. Philadelphia, right now in the fourth quarter, is losing to Toronto, 123-107. This is preseason, though. The Orlando Magic and Boston right now are in the third quarter, and Orlando is in the lead. Atlanta is trailing Miami in the third at halftime. New Orleans and Minnesota. Minnesota's up by 20 points over New Orleans. And in Utah and San Antonio. Utah is trailing San Antonio 28-36. So once again, guys, thanks for showing up. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Maybe we'll check it out and then talk about it on here. But yeah, all 6 people in here, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.